public school or private school? Today, I will give you a short breakdown on the differences between a public school and a private school. Some of this information has come from my own experiences as well as from my friends' experiences, since we all work in different schools around the city. So I've got my notes here, so I'll be looking down just to make sure that I don't miss out anything. If you work in a public school, you are teaching students from GCC countries. So all your students will be Arab speakers. So I would suggest taking a basic Arabic course, or at least just being familiar with certain Arabic phrases. It can definitely help in the classroom. It's not mandatory. I came over with literally no Arabic conversational skills at all. However, in my first year, I did decide to do a basic course just to get familiar with like numbers. What else did I learn? The alphabet, how to say various keywords and phrases in Arabic, and it actually did support me in the lessons. I was able to kind of use Arabic phrases when necessary. So yes, if you're planning on working in a public school, I would definitely try to brush up on some basic Arabic phrases. If you're working in a private school, however, your students come from all over the world. So you will have Emirati students and Arab speakers, but you will also have children that come from different countries in Europe, that come from Australia, South Africa, India. I mean, just a range of countries, which, you know, makes the classroom a multilingual, multicultural, and just diverse community. So it's amazing. If you're working in a public school, most public schools are girls only or boys only schools. Some schools now are co-ed, so you'll find that the classrooms will have both genders. However, in a private school, I've not known of any private schools out here to be only girls or only boys. There probably are some. I'm just not familiar with those private schools. So yes, be aware that if you are working in a public school, you may be placed in an all-boys school or in an all-girls school. As a female teacher, I was placed in an all-boys school. You can get placed in an all-boys school, all-girls school if you are female, but you can't be placed in an all-girls school if you are a male teacher. So most male teachers will be placed in an all-boys school. I'm not sure if they will be placed in a co-ed school. That I haven't actually found out, but yeah, so be aware, just because you're a woman, don't think, oh, I'm gonna teach all girls. Like, no, you can be placed in an all-boys school. In a private school, the classes are normally mixed. Once again, I've not heard of an all-girls or all-boys elementary school. However, some of the secondary schools, if you're talking about high school, those can be all girls or all boys. I know that the private school that I'm currently at, the secondary school that is joined to, that's an all-girls secondary school. So it is possible to work with one gender, but it's normally for the higher year groups rather than your primary elementary students. In a public school, this is what I had experienced when I first came over here. Once again, this is just a generalization. It's not necessarily specific to any particular school. So the boys' school started at like 7 a.m, finished at 1:30 p.m. and the girls' school started at 8 a.m. and finished at 2:30 p.m. And I know that the KG schools finished 8 a.m. they started at 8 a.m. and finished at 12 p.m. Whereas in the private schools, they start at different times, but some private schools start at 7:30 in the morning, and the children will leave at 2:30. Depending on your school, you may be required to stay an hour afterwards for staff meetings, extracurricular activities, just a variety of events. And so you probably finish at like 3:30. But then, you know, as a teacher anyway, regardless of what time you finish with the students, you would probably end up, you know, doing extra activities or just planning, resourcing. You know, the thing that you normally do back at home, except for it's not as regimented as back at home. It's a bit more relaxed, I'd have to say. Also, in a public school, there are no non-curricular activities, not where you as a teacher are required to take a group and to lead a session or to, you know, teach a new skill. In a private school, however, most schools require for teachers to do at least one extracurricular activity a week. So this is a great opportunity for those of you who enjoy doing things outside of the classroom to kind of share your love and your passion for another skill or art that you like, and to share that with the children. Hopefully this video has been useful in helping you decide whether you want to work in a public school or a private school. Definitely do your research. Don't just take what I've said as gospel, because things do change. But as far as I'm aware, what I've said to you today is currently up to date. So all the best in applying for a job to work in the UAE, or specifically Abu Dhabi. And yeah, see you next time.